Sports.
We are Blackboard. We are Wisconsin.
The West Coast road trip continues. Game 2 in Los Angeles. The Brewers a 5-2 winner last night in a game that featured a 23-minute power outage delay, but Eric Thames with a big 3-run homer. He had a little power surge of his own and helping the Brew Crew get the win last night. The Cubs lost to the Pirates earlier this evening. Pittsburgh held them off 5-4 in Pittsburgh, so that means just one half game separates the Brewers from the Chicago Cubs. And of course, the Brewers solidly right now in a very good wild card position, but a lot of teams are scrambling in what has been a very busy day on and off the field in the game of baseball. Good evening from Dodger Stadium. Alongside Bill Schroeder, I'm Matt LePay. We'll hear from Sophia Minnaert very shortly. Well, Rock, a lot's been going on throughout baseball today. A lot's been going on with the Brewers in the last week. And another acquisition today, another established big leaguer, big-time bat, plays well in the field. Jonathan Scope now a Brew.
Yeah, another guy can be an impact bat off the bench or in the starting lineup. The Brewers all of a sudden a very experienced ball club as far as position players go, and Craig Counsell very excited to have him, whether he's in the starting lineup or not. I mean, the Brewers use the double switch quite a bit, so when he has the opportunity, he's going to have some veterans he can call on. Scope having a very good month of July, a bit of a slow start this year, but he was an all-star last year, 32 home runs, 105 RBIs, another impact bat that David Stearns was able to pick up at the trading deadline. Mike Moustakas, left side of the plate, Scope on the right side, and the Brewers bullpen got even better a couple of days ago with Joakim Soria added to that pen.
A lot of good options now for Craig Counsell as we get ready for the final 2 months of the season. For more reaction from the clubhouse on today's trade, we send it down to the field and check in with Sophia Minnaert.
Thanks, Man Rock. You're right. With 53 games left in the regular season, manager Craig Counsell said this team and this roster has undergone significant change with the acquisitions to Joakim Soria, Mike Moustakas, and just today, Jonathan Scope. But most of all, he said playoff teams have deep benches, and he feels that now they have the depth, the experience, and the versatility in the infield to become one of those teams in October. Here's the reaction from manager and also Travis Shaw.
I think we acquired another really good offensive player, you know, I think we have tremendous options every day, and we're gonna, you know, the challenge is to be kind of mixing and matching with the playing time and the positional. You know, we've already decided we're going to take some positional, you know, risks with these guys, and I think we'll explore doing the same thing with Jonathan.
It's another impact bat. He was an all-star last year, 30 homer, 100 RBI guy, so that's another impact bat that we added to our lineup. It'll be interesting to see how we're going to navigate certain spots, certain nights, but it definitely adds to our lineup.
Manny Machado homered in his home debut last night here at Dodger Stadium, and he has some new teammates today as well. We'll take a look at what the Dodgers did at the trade deadline coming up next.
QP and Abraham. Voted best, rated best. QP and Abraham. Tell them you mean business. By Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. The scene outside Dodgers Stadium. Another beautiful, clear night in Southern California as the Brewers trying to make it 2 straight. They're 4-1 on this West Coast road trip. Well, we updated you on the Brewers' moves. The Dodgers have been busy as well, getting the former Brewer, John Axford, today as he comes over from the Toronto Blue Jays, as does Brian Dozier from the Minnesota Twins. Matter of fact, Dozier is expected to land here in Los Angeles. Took the first flight he could out of Minneapolis. He's expected to land here within the hour. You could very well see him tonight in game number 2. Young Walker Buehler, hard thrower. He gets the call for the Dodgers. And Wade Miley looking to continue his winning ways in this ballpark. First pitch coming up. Christian Yelich, he of the 14-game hitting streak, leads off, followed by Lorenzo Cain and Mike Moustakas. Jesus Aguilar back in the lineup hitting cleanup. Travis Shaw hitting 5th, followed by Eric Thames, Eric Kratz, Orlando Arcia, and Wade Miley, and that's the order facing Walker Buehler.
Yeah, 12th start for Buehler, first time ever against the Milwaukee Brewers. This is his rookie season. A .392 earned run average. He's given up to 7 home runs, more strikeouts than innings pitched. He has worked 1 time out of the bullpen this year. In 11 starts, he's got a .325 earned run average.
I think these guys are ready to get going. It was a long one last night. It included a 23-minute power outage delay. Walker Buehler patiently behind the mound for a while. They wanted to get started. It's a 7:10 local time first pitch. It is 10 after 7, and we are underway at Dodgers Stadium. And that 97, that's what you're going to see quite a bit of from young Walker Buehler.
Yeah, good job by Jerry Davis, the home plate umpire, giving us, our TV guys, back time to get back and get this game going. I mean, they were standing out there for 2 minutes. They were ready to go. Well done, Jerry.
Veteran. Good to have the veteran, the crew chief, behind the plate. 2 balls, no strikes to Christian Yelich. 14-game hitting streak for Yelich, hitting a cool .492 during that run. He's hit safely in 19 of his last 20, and it's .437 in that stretch. A lot of multi-hit games for Yelich during this hot stretch.
Yeah, nice easy delivery for Walker Buehler. You're going to see a lot of fastballs. He'll throw a slider and a curveball. But likes the fastball. He'll sink it. He'll cut it.
2-2 pitch to Yelich. Yelich, we have seen him take any mystery out of extending the streak. That was the case last night, a double right out of the box. But he is barreling up. There's been very little that you would remotely even want to consider being cheap.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, he's seeing the baseball extremely well. Got a hit his first at bat last night. And it certainly has been one of the reasons why the Brewers have had such a good road trip.
4-1 road trip. They are now 16-5 against the National League West. And that includes a 12-3 mark on the road. Payoff pitch to Yelich. Yelich, Kane, and Moustakas to start the night here in LA. And what has been a very, very hectic day on the trade front. It includes the Brewers. Craig Counsell, as you would imagine, asked a lot of questions about Jonathan Scope. That's a nice challenge to have, and we'll hear more about that as we move along here tonight. But man, he's got some nice options now in that 25 man.
Yeah, it was an interesting day on Twitter today. Even I was on there all day watching what they were saying about the potential trades.
And that's unlike you.
Yeah. Usually watching Hogan's Heroes in the hotel room.
Which oftentimes is the far better option.
Yeah.
But yeah, today it was a lot of, well, this might happen. Talk's heating up here.
Yep. Had the head in the phone at lunch today, and it was fun watching all that was going on. Very active trading deadline year this year.
Yelich, a swing and a miss, and there is the first out of the ball game.
Look at that cutter that he likes to throw. Hey, let's check out the Dodgers defensively. You got Kemp, Bellinger, and Puig in the outfield, so you have some pretty good arms out there in the outfield, particularly Puig. Machado, Taylor, Hernandez, and Muncy from third to first, and you got Austin Barnes behind home plate. Hernandez, Barnes did not start last night.
All four bench players, though, for the Dodgers did get in the game. At the moment, they have a three-man bench. I mentioned at the top, Brian Dozier on his way in routes from the upper Midwest to Southern California. So Dave Roberts, if all goes well, will have Dozier in uniform at some point tonight as Lorenzo Cain bounces one to Chris Taylor. And the pick from Max Muncy for out number 2.
Well, let's check out our Pizza Ranch for the win. And talking about Wade Miley, especially his last start against the Giants. Inside corner, very effective. He liked to use that fastball. Got a lot of jam shots on the Giants. Got to be aggressive early with this guy on the mound, Buehler. He likes to throw strikes. He likes to get ahead in the count. And we've already seen that big fastball. He throws 97, 98.
Now he will face Mike Moustakas.
For a guy that throws as hard as he does, he's only walked 14 batters so far this year. That's in 62 innings of work.
His career really just starting. We mentioned at this level, a September call-up last year. Facing Moustakas, who has a couple of hits in a Brewers uniform. His hits in San Francisco. Reached on a walk last night. Brewers out hit the Dodgers last night 10-5, but it was a grinder. Dodgers stranded 11 runners in the game. Brewers pitching gave up 7 walks. There also was a hit batsman. They were bringing up the strikeouts as well as Moustakas steers one away from the shift, and there's the first hit of the ball game.
Well, no hitter today for Buehler. Part of that multiple pitcher no hitter early in the season in Mexico. And you see the cutter that stayed right down the middle of the plate and able to dump it, kind of serve it out there, beats the shift into left.
That's what Moustakas can do. He can spray it around a little bit, but a guy with the power that he has, he certainly can be a guy who can drive the ball over the wall in right field. Jesus Aguilar at the plate. Yeah, Rock referring to Walker Buehler, that combined no-hitter over the San Diego Padres. Buehler went the first 6. He was followed by Tony Cingrani, Yimi Garcia, and Adam Liberatore to get the no-no. Look at the curveball from Buehler, and that evens the count to Aguilar. A ball, a strike.
And he certainly has the stuff where you think he could potentially get one on his own at some point. All about throwing that off-speed stuff for strikes.
Goes off speed again, and it's a ball, 2 strikes to Aguilar. Jesus off the bench last night had an 8th inning RBI single. A little lob a pitch out into shallow right field in front of Yasiel Puig. So he had a little bit of a rest, but not the entire night off.
Hey, good day at the ballpark, though. 1 at bat, 1 hit, 1 RBI.
It's the kind of thing he can do. Well, the 25 home run stands out, but he's right. He can hurt opponents in different ways, and that was the case last night. I continue to say it because it continues to be true, even though he's been struggling coming out of the All-Star break. Still one of the dangerous 2-strike hitters in this game. Not this time, as Buehler blows one by him at 98, and he has a couple of first-inning strikeouts. Wade Miley's pitched well here at Dodger Stadium, hoping to continue that tonight. As the crowd settling in here at Dodger Stadium on an 82-degree night. Here's the Dodgers batting order presented by Potawatomi. Chris Taylor is at the top tonight, followed by Manny Machado. Matt Kemp back in the lineup hitting third. Max Muncy hits cleanup, followed by Kike Hernandez, Cody Bellinger, Yasiel Puig, Austin Barnes, and Walker Buehler. And that's the order that will face the left-hander Wade Miley.
Yeah, good numbers for Wade Miley. 6 start, 225 opponent batting average. He's got that nifty 2.01 earned run average. 3-0 here at Dodger Stadium in 6 starts and a 241 earned run average. So he likes it here.
That work as an Arizona Diamondback, and he begins by missing away to Chris Taylor. Taylor last night 0 for 4. See by the numbers there, he can produce runs, but only Paul Goldschmidt of the Diamondbacks has struck out more this season than Taylor. Playing shortstop right now, Justin Turner getting closer and closer to a return from his groin injury, so that would put him back at third. And figure Machado sliding back over to shortstop as a bender drops in there from Miley.
Yeah, it's been a good combination, that fastball into right-handers and the curveball. He's got a good changeup to go with it.
1-2 pitch on the way. Potent Dodgers lineup, 144 home runs they have hit this season. Machado adding to it last night. 2 teams in the thick of it again in the playoff chase. Dodgers making the big acquisition, of course. Manny Machado, his home debut as a Dodger last night. Dave Roberts' team has lost the last 2 ball games now the series finale where they were within an out of being no hits against the Atlanta Braves, and then last night the Brewers taking them 5-2. Here's how it looks in the National League West. Dodgers still holding a half-game lead on the Diamondbacks. The Rockies right there. There's a liner into the shift, and Travis Shaw is there for out number 1.
Well, let's check out the Brewers as they line up defensively here tonight. You got Kane, Yelich, and Thames in the outfield. Moustakas, Arcia, Shaw, and Aguilar from third to first, and Eric Kratz gets the start behind home plate tonight.
And here is Manny Machado. 11 games as a Dodger. He has reached in all of them. Hitting the home run last night in the 9th inning. If you're going to give one up as a solo shot when you're up by 4. And that was what Corey Knebel did. Knebel settled back in and finished the game.
And turned on a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Way back in center. Yeah, good numbers from Machado.
Miley's right. You'll see a pretty good tempo here. This is his 4th start back after a long absence with the oblique injury.
Likes to work inside with the slider, fastball. Drop the curveball on you.
3-0 pitch to Machado, and he takes a 4-pitch walk.
If Miley's had any issue, it's been the base on balls. That's the 14th walk in 22 innings of work for him. Actually, more walks than strikeouts for Miley so far.
Some issue last year in his final year with the Orioles. He was pretty open about that, talking to reporters and going back to spring training. Facing Matt Kemp now. Kemp came off the bench last night. The Brewers the previous weekend at Miller Park had a 2-homer game. Ground ball over to Moustakas. Here's Shaw for 1, and the turn, and plenty of time. Around the horn they go. 5-4-3. And that wraps up the first inning. So now Travis Shaw can check that box. Turning a double play. Routine work. We are through 1 here at Dodger Stadium.
You go by picking up a limited edition Bob Uecker talking bottle opener given to all fans at the Brewers series finale against the Rockies this coming Sunday. That's courtesy of Palermo's Frozen Pizza. For tickets, go to brewers.com.
Another big day at the ballpark when the Brewers return home. At the conclusion of this 8-game road trip, Travis Shaw leads things off here in the second. They had all kinds of trouble getting him out last night. 3 hits plus a walk. Drove in a run. It was the first run of the game last night. 61 RBIs for Shaw. 1-1 pitch, and the curveball lands.
Yeah, that's a beauty. That curveball, a good one. Be interested to see how Craig Counsell is going to use the addition of Jonathan Schoop and Travis Shaw. Schoop, a second baseman by trade.
Slow roller over to Chris Taylor, and the throw is in time for out number 1. Yeah, it will be interesting to follow that in the coming days. Schoop figures to be here tomorrow and will be activated. There are worse challenges a manager can have, but yeah, it'll be I know it's the cliche, you can never have too many really good players.
Right.
It'll be interesting to see how this all fits.
And Craig Counsell before the game said that he's going to have a discussion with Schoop about potentially going over to shortstop every now and again. We'll see how it all plays out. Part of the position player group, as Craig Counsell likes to call it.
Schoop did have a couple of starts there last year at short. Very good arm, and the word on him has been very glowing. In many regards, like Mike Moustakas, and that he's a good teammate, good guy to have around in the clubhouse. And oh, by the way, last year he hit over 30 home runs and drove in over 100.
Yeah, and Wade Miley had a lot of good things to say about him. He was there last year.
Dames goes down swinging. Quickly 3 strikeouts here for Walker Buehler.
Yep, good old country hardball right here, right down the middle. And Dames swings right through it. But Brewers have to really try to concentrate. I know it's easier said than done, believe me, to get that fastball down in the strike zone, because if you're throwing that hard, it's difficult to get on top of that pitch and really center on it.
First round pick, actually 3 years ago, out of the University of Vanderbilt, part of that outstanding college program. Buehler was teammates there with players such as Carson Fulmer and Dansby Swanson. He was originally drafted by the Pirates in 2012, but took the college route. Was part of their College World Series championship team back in 2014.
Yeah, turned 24 years old a few days ago, July 28th.
Long and lean is Walker Buehler. Facing Eric Kratz. He had a pretty good series at the plate in San Francisco. A couple of 2-hit games. Touched AA and AAA last year, did Buehler, before making his big league debut last September 7th. The 1-2 to Kratz.
His delivery is very repeatable, pretty simple. Just looks effortless, that velocity out of his hand. Good finish, good spin rate, like they say these days.
One-two on the way. And a chopper slowly hit to third. That's Machado. And once he holds the bag, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Walker Buehler. We're through an inning and 1/2. No score in Los Angeles.
Brewers and the Dodgers, and the Brewers acquired all-star infielder Jonathan Scope from the Baltimore Orioles. Earlier today at the trade deadline, manager Craig Counsell feels that he has tremendous options now in terms of putting together his infield, and he said his challenge as a manager will now be to mix and match those alignments and see who will fit into each position. And he said really this is going to require some sacrifice on the part of all of the infielders as they figure out this new transition, but he said there will be at-bats for all of them. There are 53 games left in the season. He said there's enough places and games for them to all contribute. And he said bottom line, in order to build a playoff team, you need to have these deep options off of the bench. He feels like this is the team that they're trying to become. And he also said we're going to assume some positional risk in terms of putting guys at different positions. But he said we've taken risks in terms of putting ourselves in that position, and that's to be 15 games above 500.
Yeah, I'd say it's working, and it's not really that much unlike what we're seeing the Dodgers do a little bit. You see a lot of mixing and matching with where players are positioned game to game. You know, to many, I guess Rocket's a little outside the box, but you love the aggression that this organization is taking.
Right, and making 3 pretty significant moves at the trading deadline. Not to say that they can't continue to make moves, a little bit more difficult. Players have to clear waivers, but you know, early on it could be a little bit awkward. Guys might you know, be trying to be put in positions that they're not used to, and we'll see. But Counsell is pretty confident that the guys are going to buy in. Everybody's going to get rest, and I think that's going to help down the road through this pennant race. And you think about another big bat, a big right-handed bat. You know, the Brewers are trying to unseat the Chicago Cubs, and what do they have in their starting rotation? Right, those 3 lefties.
Yeah, that's right.
Quintana, you've got Cole Hamels is just acquired. John Lester, so another right-handed bat is certainly going to help the Brewers beat the Cubs.
Certainly increases the chances. Such a big bat and Scope having a scorching hot month of July. Hope is that can roll on into August, September, and beyond.
And all the double switches that the Brewers use. I mean, guys in the bullpen go multiple innings. Just because you don't start the game does not mean you might not get a couple of at-bats. I like to have veteran guys coming in late in games.
Add another one. Jonathan Scope. Max Muncy, a strikeout victim. Kike Hernandez at the plate. 0 for 2 last night coming off the bench for the Dodgers. He's having a very nice year, those 17 home runs. He's driven in 37. And another one of those guys who will play anywhere. And he has. Except catching. The second baseman tonight. Miley ahead of the count, a ball, 2 strikes. Hit hard. Moustakas, another fine stop. Yes, sir. Took one away last night. He takes one away from Hernandez here in the second.
Yeah, well done. I mean, not the greatest range in the world, but a step and a dive, able to grab that one. And got up into a strike to first base. There's that slider that Miley left down the middle of the plate, and Moustakas fully stretched out, up quickly, and makes a nice throw to first. Good defense by Moustakas. As you mentioned, he made a nice play like that last night.
103 miles per hour off the bat. It's 2 nights in a row Moustakas has robbed Hernandez.
And Moustakas diving all over the place. You got Travis Shaw turning double plays.
Yeah, what's the problem?
Who says you're going to weaken your defense, right?
Yeah. Next question. Cody Bellinger at the plate. Mentioned it last night. It's certainly worth repeating. These lineups, there's a fair amount of thunder on both sides. You play Shaw or Scope at second. That's win-win in terms of offensive value.
Well, everybody needs days off.
Curveball has Bellinger swinging and missing.
Playoff teams have veteran benches, and the Brewers are going to have a veteran bench going forward.
It's fun to see this ball club going forward here. 2-2 pitch to Bellinger. A couple of years ago, this organization was in a different position at the non-waiver trade deadline. They made it known that they are in it to win it here in 2018 after missing by 1 game getting into the postseason last year.
It was reported that the Brewers were in the discussion for a lot of those top starting pitchers, but apparently the price too high. And the Brewers not willing to mortgage their future for a quick fix this year. Counting on the starting rotation, at least right now, that they've been using. And it's been pretty good so far.
Bellinger drawing a 2-out walk. Yeah, there was a lot of attention regarding Chris Archer of the Tampa Bay Rays. He goes to the Pirates, but the Pirates, they give up some guys who have been rolling in the big leagues here. Tyler Glass. Now, Austin Meadows maybe hasn't played a ton, but you were talking about top-end prospects there. So, the Pirates, it's a calculated risk. Certainly, Archer, they'll have him here for a bit. Very highly regarded pitcher, but they didn't get him for free.
Yeah, they gave up a lot. I mean, you're talking about, top prospects in all of baseball. And are you willing to give that up for one guy?
2 away. Bellinger, the runner at first. Yasiel Puig, the hitter, and that's in the hole and through, and a base hit. And the Dodgers have him at first and second. That's their first hit of the night.
Stayed back on a curveball, hit it hard, just out of the reach of Arcia.
That's number 15, Austin Barnes.
Down the middle, it was at the knees, but Puig able to wait back long enough. Just out of the reach of Orlando at short.
Austin Barnes hitting 8th in the order. Catching tonight for Yasmani Grandal. Well, they got a strikeout of Muncy. Kike Hernandez grounded to third. Since then, a walk and a single. Years old, Austin Barnes played his college ball at Arizona State. In the air to center field, it hangs up there for Lorenzo Cain. That'll do it for the Dodgers in the second. They strand a pair, and we are through a couple. Already, Mike Moustakas with an impressive play. Second game in a row, he's taken away a hit from Kike Hernandez. Plays like that, keeping this game scoreless after 2.
New franchise mode in RBI Baseball 18, rated E for everyone. RBI Baseball puts you in control of all the action. Learn more at rbigame.com.
Brewer fans out here taking it in at Dodgers Stadium. The iconic venues in all of sport. Opened up in 1962.
This is your first time working here, right?
It is, yeah.
What do you think?
It's pretty cool. Having a fanboy moment. Having a few of them last couple of nights here. Orlando Arcia leading things off.
They like to crank that sound system, don't they?
It is a little noisy.
Especially in the opens, right? When
I
they
know.
come on the air.
Which totally baffles me.
A lot of times when you say something, I feel like, what? What'd you say?
It doesn't take much to baffle me.
Yeah.
No, it's good. It's fun. Fun atmosphere.
Get that baby in your basement.
Be great at parties. Giving away my age, I came here in the late 70s. Those were the days that Manny Mota was chasing the pinch hit record. He eventually got.
Nice.
Since was passed. That was a big thrill. See him in the on-deck circle. Here's Orlando Arcia belting one deep into center field. Bellinger at the track for out number 1.
The second time he's going out there on the warning track in center. Did it last night. Just not enough to drive it out of here. Deepest part of the ballpark. There's that slider that stayed right down the middle of the plate, a hanger. Arcia hits it hard, but hit it in the wrong spot.
One away in the third for Wade Miley. Another fun matchup is part of what this game can give you. Miley, crafty out there on the mound, more low 90s. Walker Buehler gets it up there, upper 90s. 24-year-old from Lexington, Kentucky. That's a called third strike. Burn the outside corner. 2 up, 2 down.
Really good command. I mean, he is all over that strike zone. Pretty much hitting the target that Barnes sets for him. Seems like he would be a pretty easy guy to catch. I mean, he's right around where you set your target, throwing a lot of strikes.
Pitching with some veteran savvy here as he faces Christian Yelich. The National League Player of the Week. Tomorrow he'll be joined by last week's American League Player of the Week, Jonathan Scope.
Yeah, Scope and the Orioles were in New York. He's got a long way to go to get to LA.
Moustakas can relate as Yelich stopped by Hernandez, but it's an infield single and it's a 15-game hitting streak for Yelich.
Nice to have speed like that. I mean, that'll get you those long hitting streaks. A lot of guys get thrown out on that, but not Yelich as fast as he is down that line. Plus, he gets a bit of a break hitting out of the left side of the batter's box. And just does beat it at first base. Good play by Hernandez to make it close.
Just did get there in time. So once again, early in a game, Yelich able to get the base hit and extend the streak. Here's Lorenzo Cain. Slider in there for strike 1. Base percentage for Cain at .390. It's been in the upper 3s, at times low 4s, pretty much all season. Now 2 strikes and nothing to Buehler.
Man, not much more these two guys can do for this team, Cain and Yelich. I would have to say that they're even better than they were advertised when they came over.
Yeah, I would agree.
All they provide on and off the field.
Terrific guys at getting on base. Yelich, his on base percentage .383 coming into the game.
And guys you really appreciate, you know, the more you see them every day in the lineup.
defense, the runs saved, defensive runs saved. It's been a very good stat for the Brewers this season. And certainly Lorenzo Cain has had a ton to do with it. Likewise, Yelich. Cain with 10 outfield assists. That remains tied for best in the National League with the Reds' Billy Hamilton. A ball, 2 strikes. Really busting it up the line in a couple of plays. Looked like he was able to leg one out, Cain, last night, but a replay overturned it. Max Muncy was able to apply the tag after being pulled off the bag as Cain shoots one into the gap into right center field, and Christian Yelich is on the fly. Tight turnaround third. Here he comes. He's going to score, and a run-scoring double from Lorenzo Cain gets the Brewers on the board first.
And another nice at bat for Lorenzo, not trying to pull it. And he pulls those hands in. He does that as well as anybody. We saw him do that a number of times in yesterday's game. Pitches that you would think he'd try and pull, able to pull the hands in and just shoot it out there into the gap. And once that ball got into the gap, you knew that Christian Yelich was going to be able to score. One of the best base runners in the game. Rips a double on a 2-strike pitch, and watch Yelich. There's poetry in motion around those bases.
It really is. There's Moustakas just missing one down the line. Next time you come to Miller Park and you see Christian Yelich in a situation like that, it's so easy. You just want to watch the ball, watch him. Watch Christian Yelich. Thing of beauty.
As soon as that ball got down on the ground, that's one thing that I was watching. Just watch Yelich run. Awesome.
Noticed that back in spring training. You pointed that out. Wow, this guy really is a tremendous base runner. 0-1 the count to Moustakas, who singled to left in the first inning. Able to check the box on a number of items here and see if we can get that first RBI in a Brewers uniform. Game number 4 as a Brewer for Moustakas. And that's back up the middle. Hernandez knocks it down. Cain rounding third. Hernandez the throw, and it is in time. Barnes applies the tag.
Oh, is he blocking the plate though?
Yeah, that's Aguilar, who was on deck, was pointing into the dugout. Craig Counsell says, hang on, let's take a look.
You can't be blocking the plate without the baseball. And that's what the Brewers are going to take a look at. That's a nice play by Hernandez, though. The throw takes him into the baseline. I think that's okay. But we'll see if the Brewers want to challenge it. They can ask for an umpire review on it.
Still gathering the information in the dugout. I think Counsell is saying just don't do it. So that's a good play by Hernandez just to knock the ball down and make that all possible. But the Brewers pick up a run. They have the early lead.
Remember, just share a photo of your kiddos using the hashtag #LittleDodger.
cut down at the plate, trying to score the second run. Here's how it happened. Good play by Kike Hernandez to make this all possible.
Yeah, I thought that ball was going to be out there, but knocks it down, makes a good throw into home plate. Now you can see Barnes gives Lorenzo the plate, but the baseball takes him into the baseline, essentially blocking off home plate. You're allowed to do that if the throw takes you that direction. A good play all the way around by the Dodgers.
It's a single for Moustakas, 4-2 on the play at the plate. Walker Buehler leads things off. 3 for 23 is Buehler at the plate. The 1-2 pitch. Dodgers had a threat in the second inning after Miley retired the first two hitters. A walk to Bellinger, a single to Puig, but he was able to get a fly ball off the bat of Austin Barnes. He gets a strikeout of Buehler to begin the third. Here's Hernandez. He's having a good year. The Dodgers are just knocking down that hard grounder from Moustakas.
And he knew that Ed Cedar was going to send Lorenzo Cain. You do that every time. I mean, that was a perfect play by Hernandez. And, you know, right about the time you have to decide whether you're going to send the runner, that's about the time that Hernandez is just getting up off the ground. And he gets there, makes a good throw. They just tip your hat. Good defense by the Dodgers.
It saves the Dodgers a run. One away for Chris Taylor, the top of the order. Taylor lined to Travis Shaw in the first inning.
Jesus Aguilar way off the line, but very shallow. The further you are off the line, the more shallow you have to play so that you can get to first base. You can't be that far off the line and play back. Never get there in time on a ground ball.
Ball, 2 strikes to Chris Taylor. Here's the 1-2. Got him swinging. Couple of strikeouts here in the third for Wade Miley. A global superstar rock band, the Killers, will be performing at the grand opening of Pfizer Forum, Milwaukee's new state-of-the-art arena, on Tuesday, September 4th, along with special guest and Milwaukee natives, Violent Femmes. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 9 a.m. For details, visit foxsportswisconsin.com/events. The Killers and Violent Femmes,
yeah,
Rock.
Pretty aggressive.
Yes, sir. I have a lot going on there at the new arena. Rock will give you his breakdown of the hits of both. Manny Machado at the plate. He walked in the first inning. Two homers as a Dodger. 24 with the Orioles pre-trade.
He's got a good cutter going, doesn't he, tonight?
He does.
Wow. Likes to work inside. And tonight is the cutter.
2-1 pitch. Grounded sharply. Moustakas, the long throw, and he's made a couple of nice plays over at third base here tonight. Once again, some good Brewers defense. Miley strikes out a pair, and Moustakas with the long throw. 1-0 Brewers after 3. Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. By Ascension, coming together to give healthcare a better name. We are Ascension. And by Wisconsin Dells, the water park capital of the world. Los Angeles, California on a Tuesday night where the traffic is always heavy. 1-0 Brewers lead the Dodgers. Scoring double from Lorenzo Cain in inning number 3 as Jesus Aguilar begins the 4th.
At least it's moving right there.
It is moving. That's actually fairly light traffic, relatively speaking.
How often do you think they actually go to the speed limit around here?
Maybe 2:30 in the morning. Maybe.
About the time the bus was leaving the ballpark last night.
It did take a while last night.
Yeah.
4 hours plus if you include the power outage delay. It was well worth it though. Here's Jesus Aguilar dropping one just foul down the line. Yeah, it was time of game, no issue when Brewers going to win as they did last night.
Yeah. Take all night of it if you have to. Just misses that foul line by about 18 inches. He's yelling at his bats.
Say, come on, man, help me out. Freddie Peralta getting a kick out of it. As Aguilar pops this one up into foul territory.
Nobody sees it.
Yeah, they lost it. Doesn't matter. It goes into the stands. But yeah, Muncy couldn't locate it.
Muncy was looking at Barnes. Barnes looking at Muncy, and nobody had a play on it.
Was going to get no help from the dugout.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things right now. And it's twilight, and the lights really haven't taken full effect. Sometimes they're tough to pick up there.
Jesus hanging tough. This, by the way, was not the only ballpark that had a delay last night. They did the same thing with the Diamondbacks. Big storm in the Phoenix area, and they were shut down for 21 minutes. But given what happened, the delay last night was a relatively brief one. It just takes time for the lights to get back on again.
Entertained us pretty well here on the scoreboard. The sound system is working fine.
And no one around here ever remembers experiencing something like this, and there's just a certain rudeness to the timing of it because it was after the first inning and they were playing a little feature on the video board with the voice of the one and only Vin Scully. You never cut off Vin Scully.
No.
Aguilar a wave and a miss. Slider from Walker Buehler gets him out number 1 of the 4th.
This guy's got all the pitches. Finally, the slider way off the outside corner gets Aguilar chasing. You see a little frustration creeping into Jesus Aguilar right now.
There's Travis Shaw. Grounded to short his first time up.
You start talking to your bats. I mean, you know now you're starting to get upset.
Yeah, it's a good that is a sign.
Yeah, there was a stretch where Lorenzo Cain wasn't getting hits. Told everybody that he and his bats were not on speaking terms. These guys are creative, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Well, since you lived it, I'll just let you confirm it here. You have to have a little sense of humor because this can drive you crazy, right? If you let it.
Yeah. It's what you do in between at bats. I mean, a lot of time to think, a lot of time to have negative thoughts go into your head. That's where a guy like Darnell Coles really comes in handy. Mr. Positive. Jason Lane, assistant hitting coach.
2 very upbeat guys. Shaw is swing and a miss. Wheeler with 6 strikeouts now, 2 away in the 4th.
Now, this guy will get you talking to yourself, though. This guy's got good stuff. He's got all the pitches. There's a curveball, and Travis comes up empty on it. Good rotation, that 12-6 rotation going straight down. A true curveball. This guy's impressive.
He really is. And it's proven to be a pretty tough guy, too. He took a shot to the ribs off the bat of Trevor Story. That was on May 21st. He was coming in hot. Made 3 starts after that, and then finally went on the disabled list with the rib injury. Had to come out of that 3rd start against the Atlanta Braves. And that was a rocket he took. It kept on going, at least for a while.
Yeah, young guys, they don't want to come out. They work too hard to get to this level. Do everything they can to stay in the game.
2 balls, 1 strike.
And just good location on that fastball as well. Barnes wants it inside. That's where he puts it. Wants that last one away, right on the outside corner.
2-2 pitch to Thames. It's hit in the air to left field. Routine for Matt Kemp. Another 1-2-3 inning for Walker Buehler. Move to the bottom of the 4th. Brewers still up a run.
At T-Mobile and out at Nationals Park, the Nationals handed the Mets their worst loss in franchise history, a 25-4 win. The Nationals would score 25 runs on 26 hits and became the first team to score 3 or more runs in the first 5 innings of the game since 2011. Now, Steven Matz was the starter for the Mets in that game. All he would do is record 2 outs and give up 7 runs. So then they would get into position player pitching, and Jose Reyes finished it up for the Mets. He gave up 6 runs in 1 inning. So just incredible offensive numbers there for the Nationals.
Yeah, that'll blow up your ERA. Daniel Murphy, a 6 RBI game for the Nats. Matt Kemp leading things off, and Sophia mentioned another position player on the mound. We touched on it a bit last night. I know Rock UNBA did as well, and we said we've seen Eric Kratz and Hernan Perez pitching a couple of times. Kratz with that nice knuckleball, but this is how it's looked with position players actually on the mound here in recent years, and it used to be really frowned upon, and now there's a purpose to it that could help save the bullpen in games that are getting away, and you're seeing it more and more.
46 already coming into tonight's game.
Yeah, 2 months of the season left, but there's a school of thought out there that this was an extreme today. I mean, get beat by 3 touchdowns. That you're not counting on that. But if the game is getting away, then maybe you can save the bullpen a handful of times in a season. As campgrounds to Mike Moustakis for out number 1. I would think you have to have great trust in that position player, though, just to risk getting the ball over the plate. Don't try to throw it 95. Don't blow out your arm. So there's a trust factor, I would think, that you have. And Garrett Kraft's got a nice knuckleball, so you get to show that off a little bit.
He does have a good one. And position players throwing just continue go higher and higher. You know, in 2005, only 1 position player pitched in a major league game all season.
Yeah, it was a little, you know, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Rock, but at one point it just seemed like if that happened, it was a little, it was almost insulting, right? To the say, okay, you're turning it into trying to make it into a chuckle hut out there on the mound, but there's actually a purpose to it now. That the philosophy, you don't want to do it too much, obviously, but if need be, you could save an arm or 2 in the bullpen. You add it up, if it's a handful of times even.
Look, you're getting beat by 20 runs. I mean, does it matter who's out there on the mound at that point?
No,
Save
that
your
point,
bullpen for the next day. Even in these days, you're talking, you know, maybe 8, 9-run leads. I mean, you have position players pitching for the opposition. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of accepted all over baseball.
That's a good curveball from Wade Miley as he gets a strikeout of Max Muncy for out number 2.
I guess bottom line is it's kind of futile to compare today's game to what happened 10, 15 years ago. It's nothing like it was.
You're right, in many, many ways.
Yeah, whether you like it or not, it's just a different game. Different things are accepted.
2 outs, bases empty here in the 4th. Okay, Hernandez at the plate. Mike Moustakis took a hit away from him in the 2nd inning. He has Hernandez down 0-2. Hernandez hits one into left field. Yelich is there. And Miley puts him down in order. Through 4. Good pitching matchup at Dodger Stadium. 1-0 Milwaukee.
a 1-0 lead over the Dodgers. And when the team returns home this weekend on Saturday, August 4th, fans at Miller Park can enter a special raffle to win the jersey off of a player's back immediately after the Cruise contest against the Rockies. The players will also sign the jersey before giving it to their respective winner. The tickets are just $5 each, and the proceeds will support the Aurora Healthcare Abuse Response Programs.
All right, thank you very much, Sophia. Top of the 5th we go. Eric Kratz leads off. 7-8-9 in the Brewers batting order. One after the first pitch. Kratz bounces to Manny Machado. 1 out. Strike throwing here tonight.
They have both pitchers very efficient with their pitches. Wade Miley's had 2 12-pitch innings and a 13-pitch inning so far tonight. And Buehler's been pretty good as well.
1 hit for the Dodgers through the first 4. The Brewers a run on 4 hits. Orlando Arcia sent one to the track in center field. Cody Bellinger ran it down. A couple of warning track flies from Arcia in the first 2 games of this series.
Might have been the hardest hit ball of the night.
Curveball is fouled away. Orlando looking for his first hits here of this series. Collected 4 against the Giants. Swing and a miss. Couple of curveballs, and then he'll bust one in there at 97.
Yeah, that high fastball. I mean, if you can't lay off of that pitch tonight. Actually right on the edge, not that high after all, but well located right on the outside corner.
Two up, 2 down in the 5th for Wade Miley. I mentioned it yesterday. This is a series where in each of the 4 games, every starter has an ERA of less than 4. Chase Anderson, Rich Hill tomorrow night, Yuli Chassin and Clayton Kershaw on Thursday night. All with good to very good ERAs.
Yeah. Well, they're 2 of the top pitching staffs in National League. I mean, no surprise there, right? Starters bullpen's been very good. Brewers and Dodgers 1-2 in earned run average in the league.
2 pitch to Miley. Sails high.
Dodgers coming in 349 team earned run average. The Brewers at 363.
Dodgers starters ranking slightly ahead, but the Brewers bullpen with the edge over the Dodgers bullpen as you look at Thursday night starter for the Dodgers, Clayton Kershaw.
It's going to be a good pitching matchup. Yuli Chassin, Brewers' most consistent guy this year. A tremendous start against the Giants.
He did. The breaking ball, he was just hitting the edges throughout the course of the day. Course of the night, I should say. En route to his 10th win. Tapper by the mound, charging is Chris Taylor. And the throw is in time. Another 1-2-3 frame for Walker Buehler. Halfway through, it's still 1-0 Brew Crew. by Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories. And by Toyota. Let's go places. Good pitching matchup here tonight. Brewers leading the Dodgers 1-0 as we move to the bottom of the 5th here in Los Angeles. Good pitching and some pretty good defense here as well. And of course, the game might do Stockus Rock getting a few things down. Watch this double play.
Yeah, turn a double play. Travis Shaw finally able to turn a double play at second base. Down the line. Also able to go in the hole, diving stab in the hole, and an out for Moustakas. So he has certainly flashed the leather in his 2 games here against the Dodgers.
I thought so much about the bat that he brings to this ball club. Pretty fair defense over a third as well. Good look at that here in his first week as a Milwaukee Brewer. 6, 7, and 8 in the Dodgers batting order. Cody Bellinger will lead things off. Cubs fell to the Pirates tonight, 5-4. So a half game separating Milwaukee and Chicago. Cardinals fell to the Rockies 6-3.
I wonder if the Pirates are going to make a run here. They've been playing some pretty good baseball. They just picked up Chris Archer. Toronto Blue Jays. That's a big get for the Pirates. Kind of a surprise to everybody, wasn't it?
Yeah. They're just 3 out right now in the wild card race. They got red hot. Of course, the Brewers know that all too well, but Pirates were beating everybody in front of them. An 11-game winning streak. Bellinger hits it hard into center field. Lorenzo Cain right there for out number 1. Rock mentioned the Chris Archer move to the Pittsburgh Pirates. Gave up now. Tyler Glasnow, pitcher. Austin Meadows. Brad Ziegler goes back to Arizona. Deal with the Miami Marlins. Kevin Gausman moving from the Orioles to the Atlanta Braves. Scott Kingery moving on to the Tampa Bay Rays. Phillies also getting Wilson Ramos.
Right.
Getting a little catching help when he gets healthy. He's been out with a hamstring problem.
Cubs picked up Brandon Kinsler.
Yeah.
And Adam Duvall going to the Atlanta Braves.
There's a ton of movement today. Yasiel Puig pops it up. Aguilar with a play for out number 2. We thought it would be a busy day in the trade front, and it most certainly was. Tommy Pham moved from the Cardinals to the Tampa Bay Rays.
Kind of surprised there, huh?
Yeah.
Tommy Pham, I thought the Dodgers are pretty high on him. I should say the Cardinals. But the Cardinals are pretty high on him. Had a good year last year.
They did. Numbers down a little bit, or maybe more than a little bit this season, but a 23-homer year last year for the Cardinals. So the flurry of activity today. We'll see what August brings. There's other names that were out there that stayed put for now. We'll see. Fun of it from the Brewers' perspective. As a fan, you can look around and have your opinion as to who might help. The Brewers have made 3 aggressive moves here in the last week.
I think Matt Harvey is going to get dealt at some point. I mean, yeah, through the waiver process. Still with Cincinnati.
Where things got a lot better for him after the move from the Mets. Talk of his velocity being back up. 2-2 pitch to Austin Barnes. Cutter missed inside. Remember the Brewers last August, about the middle of the month, acquired Neil Walker. a liner into left field, a base hit. Austin Barnes with the big turn, and it's a 2-out single for the Dodgers catcher.
Yeah, might have been looking in there for that cutter, and Miley gave it to him, and you can see Barnes able to barrel it up and line it into left. 2-out single with a pitcher coming up.
Miley had retired 9 straight. Second hit of the night for Los Angeles. Here's Walker Buehler. Buehler struck out in the third. Miley hits the bottom of the zone for strike 2. Strike pitch. The 1-2. Chops that foul. Retired Bellinger and Puig to begin the inning. Barnes a 2-out single to left. Buehler staying alive. Was called up April 23rd this year, Buehler, when Rich Hill went on the disabled list. Takes a hack and does not get it. Another strikeout for Wade Miley, ending the inning. Christian Yelich will lead things off for the Brewers. He has extended his hitting streak here tonight with an infield knock in the third. Hang around to score the game's only run. 1-0 Milwaukee. Powered by AWS. Here's Yelich, better than 30 feet per second, and then you get 30 and above. That is elite speed. And there's Christian running the bases on that Lorenzo Cain double. Takes those cuts so tight. Look at that.
Look at that tracer there. I mean, not a whole lot of wasted area he's got to cover. Cuts those bags so nicely. Takes practice. A.J. Ellis taught him that. It went from A.J. Ellis to Christian Yelich, and where A.J. Ellis got it was Chase Utley. Big connection here.
Yeah, there you go. The small world of baseball.
Yeah.
Yelich will lead things off here in the 6th inning. It's been an entertaining pitching matchup. And Yelich stings one back up the middle. There's his 2nd hit. And that's how inning number 6 begins.
Center fielder.
And Craig Counsell has been talking about maybe possibly finding a way to get Christian Yelich a day off, but he would not. That would not be received well by Christian, the way he's swinging a bat. Guys don't want days off when they're in a groove like this. That was a cutter down and in, cutter or slider, one of the two, and he pulls the hands in, rips it into center. He'd have a fight on his hands with Craig Counsell if Yelich came to the ballpark and he wasn't in the lineup.
Here's Lorenzo Cain. RBI double from Cain in the 3rd inning.
Managers will give guys days off when they're scuffing a little bit, or if they seem like it's getting to them a little bit, like you saw with Jesus Aguilar getting a little frustrated with himself.
Ball, a strike to Lorenzo.
But when you have a guy swing it like Yelich, manager stays out of his way, hitting coach stays out of his way. We were joking around with Darnell the other day. He said, how come it's only the guys that aren't swinging the bat well are the ones you're allowed to talk to? all the guys are in a bad mood, right?
That's right. Get away from me.
Yeah, that's kind of the way it goes. When they're swinging well, just stay out of the way. That's his philosophy.
Not going to try to fix what isn't broken.
Right.
2 balls, 1 strike to Lorenzo Cain. There's a double play ball. Taylor Hernandez. That's not a double play ball. What am I talking about? That's Lorenzo Cain busted up the line. They'll get the force of Yelich. Cain, the new runner at first.
Yeah, not hit hard enough to get Cain at first. Yelich right on top of Hernandez when he got that baseball.
Here's Mike Moustakas. Let's check out his night at the plate, presented by Blaze Pizza. Single to left in the 1st inning, had an infield single in the 3rd. It was a terrific play by Kike Hernandez to knock the ball down, and it gave Hernandez the opportunity to cut down Lorenzo Cain at the plate. And that was how the 3rd inning ended. 2 for 2 night so far for Moustakas.
I wonder if Lorenzo might try and steal a base here. Percentage for Lorenzo extremely good. And Barnes, a throw-up percentage. He's 4 for 15. That's about 26%.
Cain's made good on 19 of 23 attempts. He's been a very high percentage base stealer in his career. Career high is 28. Consecutive seasons, pennant winning, and in one case world championship season for the Royals. He will hold as Moustakas pops it out of play. 2 strikes to nothing to the Brewers' 3rd baseman. He's got a couple of impressive plays at 3rd tonight. On 5 hits for Milwaukee, nothing on 2 for the Dodgers. Both teams were errorless last night. More of the same so far tonight. Barnes with the block.
I guess if Cain can guess a curveball, it'd be pretty difficult for Barnes to throw him out. He gets rid of the baseball pretty quickly when he's throwing that fastball, and it gets to the plate very quickly.
Impressive looking pitcher, young Walker Buehler. Ahead of ball, 2 strikes to Moustakas. In the air to center field. Bellinger, lay break coming in, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. Here comes Jesus Aguilar. Let's check out the Powerball home run leaderboard. Number 25 against the Dodgers at Miller Park went deep against Daniel Hudson. That's his one bomb since the All-Star break. Moustakas and Shaw with 20. Yelich 15. Eric Thames hit number 14 last night. It's a big one too, a 3-run shot. Aguilar has struck out a couple of times tonight. See if he can get things turned around. Mentioned showing some frustration after that 4th inning strikeout.
If I was that bad, I'd start getting some hits.
I wouldn't want Jesus mad at you.
Yeah, he's been giving the old evil eye to that bat tonight.
Just pinched the corner there at 98. 74 RBIs to go with those 25 home runs. And he bounces one up there. Kane on the run, and he will get there in time.
There you go, that good secondary lead, and as soon as that ball hit the ground, he was off. Good baseball instincts for Kane. You pick the curveball, he sees it in the dirt, and off he goes. Pretty good recovery from Barnes, but it wouldn't have mattered.
A runner in scoring position now for Aguilar. The ball, the strike. Reaches out and turns one over to Machado. And that'll do it for the Brewers in the 6th. The pitching duel continues. Miley takes the mound, up still 1-0. Very good pitching. We're really seeing it tonight, Rock. Wade Miley and Walker Buehler pitching well. Miley really dealing.
Yeah, again, it's a cut fastball in on right-handed batters, and he's been on that inside corner a little bit off all night long. Hadn't made a mistake with that pitch. Been mixing in some curveballs, a changeup or two, but it really has been the cutter tonight for Miley. Outstanding work so far.
Top of the order here for the Dodgers, and a big cut from Chris Taylor. Receiver line for the Brewers left-hander. Line out and a strikeout from Taylor so far tonight. Only hits for the Dodgers through the first 5. A 2nd inning single from Yasiel Puig and a 5th inning single from Austin Barnes. Miley has walked a couple. A 1-2 pitch. Biggest threat for LA was in the second. Runners at first and second with 2 out. Miley worked out of it. Curveball is fouled back.
Yeah, a little slower than normal, 72 miles an hour that time. You get these guys conscious inside like he has with the cutter. Then you start flipping up that slow curveball, the changeup really starts to get into your head.
2-2 again. It's back to the cutter, and now it's a full count. Taylor, Machado, and Matt Kemp for the Dodgers in the bottom of the 6th. Payoff pitch. Continues to work inside.
Thing is with that cutter up to this point, he hasn't left one out over the plate. When he misses in off the plate. Not much you can do with that.
Ball, Moustakas will step in front of Arcia, and that's the first out of the inning. More on Wade Miley as we check in with Sophia Minard.
Well, Miley's coming off of a start where he gave up just 2 runs on 6 hits and 5 innings of work in his last start against the Giants. And Miley told me yesterday he was most happy with how he was able to make those pitches when he needed to. He said he was able to get those ground ball outs, those double plays to help him get out of some jams early and get through that inning. And I asked him about facing the Dodgers. Again, you faced them on the last homestand, allowed just 1 run in 6 innings to them. He said bottom line with the lineup that deep, you can't throw predictable pitches and predictable counts. So he was looking to focus on that game plan again where he had so much success against them at home.
And so far so good.
Yeah, 2 innings or 2 runs coming all in his 2nd inning. He had men on base all night. That's what he's talking about, making pitches and getting outs when you need it most.
Working against Manny Machado now. Walking a ground ball to third. With 2 nice plays turned in by Moustakas. Here's the 1-1. And another chance for Moustakas. Been busy tonight. 2 up, 2 down.
Well, you would figure he would be with all these cut fastballs that Miley's throwing in on these right-handers. Not only coming in, but down and in, getting the hitters on top of it. Hey, tonight's time of the game winner, $2 Bar in Kimberly, if they call the Brewers by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. They get 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
Hello, Kimberly. Hello, ice cream. That was looking pretty good. See that guy there?
Yeah.
Looked pretty tasty. There's Matt Kemp. Down the line and right, long run, Eric Thames. And he'll squeeze it, a 3-up, 3-down inning for Wade Miley. Good one going on tonight. 1-0 after 6.
face for radio. Must have a face for bottle openers, too. Get up, get off the couch, and bring me another one of those. Put this one on my tab. Actually, put it on Council's tab. Last call. Just kidding. I'll be here all night.
The talking bottle opener from Bob Uecker.
I love it.
That's outstanding.
Who doesn't want one of those at a party, right?
Kidding me? That is must-have material right there. Travis Shaw starting things here in the 7th inning. Walker Buehler and Wade Miley in a good old-fashioned matchup here tonight. One-two pitch on the way to Shaw. Here's Eric Thames after he made that catch in the bottom half of the 6th. Look at this. Here's how you win a friend. Look at that.
Very nice.
Look at that big man. All of a sudden, he's a good guy.
Dad's excited anyway.
That's right.
Not sure about the young one.
I said, boy, he's a big dude. But he's a nice guy. Soft liner to Machado retiring Travis Shaw.
No, he should be rewarded for his kindness if there's any justice. Right here.
Go deep, right?
Not that he's looking for any payback, but
a good thing should happen to good people, right? Good thing happened to Eric Thames in last night's game against Kenta Maeda. In opposite field, Powerball home run count number 14 on the year for Eric Thames.
Big hit of the game for the Brewers.
Thames with a fly ball at a shallow right field. Long run, Bellinger, and that's out number 2.
Seems like the Brewers have been a little on the label, a little off the end all night against Buehler, and Bellinger had a long way to go to get that one. Calling off Taylor, able to make the catch easily.
And the efficiency of both of these pitchers continuing in the 6th inning. Buehler and Miley combined for 25 pitches. Through the inning, and now Eric Kratz at the plate. Two ground balls to Machado for Kratz so far. Pen activity. JT Chargois getting up for the Dodgers. 1-1 pitch. And a chance for Chris Taylor. 1-2-3 go the Brewers again. Stretch time at Dodger Stadium. It remains a 1-0 lead for Milwaukee.
Vintage Milwaukee Bears uniforms this Friday for African American Heritage Night, presented by Aurora Healthcare, along with the seat of the game against the Rockies. Each special ticket package includes a Brewers snapback hat. Learn more at brewers.com/theme nights.
Beautiful night for baseball and a beautifully pitched game to this point. Miley has given up just a couple of hits. Walker Buehler has been very good in his own right. He's yet to walk a man. Buehler with 7 punchouts. Lorenzo Cain run-scoring double has been the run production so far. 4, 5, and 6 in the Dodgers order facing Wade Miley. It begins with Max Muncy, who has struck out twice. Miley lands the curve, a ball, a strike. A good curveball.
Yep, down and away, perfect. Working quickly, pitch count in great shape. Drops the curveball right on the outside corner.
Muncy last night had an RBI triple. 1 for 5. He's driven in 48. The 1-2.
Really working the edges nicely. Every time he misses the corners, it's off the plate, not out over the plate.
Again, the curveball lined softly, and Travis Shaw makes the catch. Out number 1.
And well done going up the middle. A little jam shot.
Second baseman number 14, Kike.
Tyler Saladino likes it. Wade Miley's been able to retire the leadoff hitter every inning so far tonight. And there's a nice play by Travis. Got it just before it hit the ground.
Nicely done. Good defense turned in behind Wade Miley here tonight. Remember, Shaw took that foul ball right off the knee late in last night's game. Said afterwards he's good to go and true to his word. Kike Hernandez looking for his first hit. Followed by Bellinger and then Puig. Not much in the way of soft spots in this Dodgers batting order. Green light on 3-0.
Perfect pitch down and in. That's why he's getting all those ground balls to third. Pitches like that.
Good ground ball guy, 54% this year. His career ground ball percentage right around 50-50 as Hernandez pops this one up. Aguilar will squeeze it for out number 2.
Back-to-back cutters, able to eat him up inside. Boy, amazing success. All the pitches that he's been able to throw inside, Dodgers still getting jammed. And one of the reasons is that every now and again he's going to flip up that curveball. He'll turn over a changeup, keep him honest. Magnificent so far for Wade Miley.
Two outs, bases empty for Cody Bellinger. Second inning walk was followed by a fly ball to center. Miley was was an All-Star 6 years ago with the Diamondbacks, a 16-game winner that season. A rough year with the Orioles last year, but when he's been healthy, he has been a big plus to this Brewers rotation. And it's 2-2 to Bellinger.
Big old curveball, 79 miles an hour, just at the knees.
And that was the 100th pitch of the night for Wade Miley. Here's the 2-2. In the air to center. Kane going back at the wall. Is caught by Lorenzo Kane. He takes one away from Cody Bellinger. Oh, he came close last night, and this time he brings one back. One of the best around, saves a lot of runs. He saves another one here, shutout intact for Wade Miley. 1-0 after 7. Wade Miley has been masterful, and he has had some masterful defense behind him, including make it especially this, our Badger Mutual Insurance play of the game. What a play by Kane.
And the reaction of Miley, thought it was out of the ballpark. Look at Lorenzo measuring it the whole way, able to lead, perfectly timed, able to grab it. And Lorenzo Kane keeps this a 1-0 game for Wade Miley and the Brewers. Our Badger Mutual Insurance play of the game so far.
So far is right. We have seen some outstanding defensive work. Mike Moustakas, a couple of plays his circle, and Kane put a star by that. Orlando Arcia leading things off here for the Brewers. New pitcher on the mound now for the Dodgers. JT Chagua on the mound.
Yeah, this guy's been pretty good since he got called up on July 1st from AAA. He's got a 180 earned run average. 1-0 record in that time. Pretty good outing by Walker Buehler. Very impressive stuff out of him.
7 innings of 5-hit, 1-run ball. Wave and a miss from Arcia, and that is out number 1 in the 8th.
Had a 3-batter stretch in the 3rd inning with 2 outs. And it cost him a run. And the Brewers are hoping that's going to stand up.
Hitter number 8, Ryan Braun.
Braun now will pinch hit for Wade Miley. As his night ends, 2-hit shutout ball for the Brewers left-hander. Lefties have been bottling up the Dodgers here in the last few days. Sean Newcomb nearly no-hit him in Atlanta on Sunday afternoon, 8 2/3.
Only 2 hits allowed by Wade Miley.
Vaughn last night went 1 for 3 with a walk and the 1 hit. He dribbled one through the right side, and if there's anyone who needed a break in that regard, it was him. Failed up a lot that has been caught this season. We've talked about that a lot. He was able to shoot one through yesterday.
He's got 2 more months. Maybe they'll start falling.
Goes back up the middle. Hernandez, nice stop. But Braun legs it out. Infield single for Ryan Braun.
I tell you, that TK Hernandez can cover some ground. I thought for sure that ball was through and into center field. Just like the one Moustakas hit in the 3rd inning, saving a run for the Dodgers. And he makes this one pretty close at first base.
Remember, the Dodgers made the move to get Brian Dozier. Thinking could be here tonight. Flying here from the upper Midwest after the trade earlier today. But yeah, defensively, Hernandez, he covers a ton of ground out there.
Yeah. Well, he might get a little bit more power out of Brian Dozier. That's what the Dodgers are hoping for anyway. A team that's already loaded with power hitters.
And some more pop from the right side of the plates. Dozier, who has had a couple of second-half surges of power in his career. Christian Yelich, another multi-hit game for Yelich, and getting picked off at first is Ryan Braun.
Yeah. Just never got back to the bag. He came up short. Had a pretty good sized lead. Might have been thinking about stealing the base. And Brian said, "Yep, he got me." He took a move towards second, and it took him a while for that slide to get the bag, and clearly out. Panic sets in when you take that step and they go to first base.
So now 2 outs, bases empty. Ball to strike to Yelich. Joakim Soria getting ready for the Brewers. We saw him last night. The 1-1. Yelich going the other way, and Matt Kemp handles it for out number 3. It remains a 1-0 lead for the Brewers as we move to the bottom of the 8th. robbing Cody Bellinger of what would have been a game-tying home run in the 7th. Keeps the score 1-0. The night is done for Wade Miley, and now Joakim Soria on the mound.
Yeah, we saw him last night, one of 4 relievers used by the Brewers in their 5-2 victory last night against Los Angeles. A .243 earned run average combined between the Brewers and the White Sox this year.
LCL Puig, first pitch swinging, a fly ball out to Lorenzo Cain. Less drama behind that catch, out number 1.
Yeah, Puig just missed that one. He used a lot of fastballs last night, and Soria getting a lot of the plate there, just missed the barrel and got under it, and the ballpark able to hold it.
Away here in the 8th, and Yasmani Grandal now will pinch hit for the catcher Austin Barnes. It's been a big year. Grandal has had a very hot month of July. A 17-homer season for the 29-year-old. 2 balls, no strikes.
Soria with the fastball, the curveball. He came up with a slider earlier this year, the changeup.
All this month is hitting .369, 6 homers, driven in 14. Powerful month for the catcher. The 2-1 pitch. Hit the corner.
Yeah, gave him a little bit off the edge. Jerry Davis. Tell him, yep, had the corner.
Close enough. 2-2 the count. Shutout ball from Miley. Walk 2, struck out 5. Throwing it over to the bullpen. Trying to protect this 1-run lead. Payoff pitch on the way. Got him for out number 2.
Yeah, burned the bottom of the strike zone off of that fastball, 92. That's normally a hot zone for Grandal and left-handers. Down and in. Just underneath it. Look at the head. He's thinking about hitting one out of here. Came up empty.
2 up, 2 down in the 8th, and now Dave Roberts will send his second pinch hitter of the inning to the plate, Jock Peterson. First inning single last night, hitting at the top of the order. Pops this one up. Going for it is Orlando Arcia. And Joakim Soria puts him down. 1, 2, 3 in the 8th. What a game tonight at Dodger Stadium. 1-0 Brewers as we move to the 9th inning. Roberts again will go to his bullpen. He will send the left-hander Caleb Ferguson to the mound.
He started the year in Double-A and went to Triple-A, now in the big leagues. He's been pretty good out of that Dodger bullpen this year. 12th appearance, 352 earned run average.
His first taste of the big leagues in 2018 is Lorenzo Cain. He has driven in the only run, and he's taken away the Dodgers' best bid for a run. Catch over the wall to take a long ball away from Cody Bellinger.
Brewers inning, the 3rd inning, they scored 2 outs, nobody on, and 3 consecutive hits. Not a whole lot going on for either team since then.
Just a couple of hits since then. You're right, for the Brewers. A single from Yelich and an infield single. And we mentioned during the game, Brian Dozier was en route, scheduled to land in LA at 8 o'clock, and Dozier has arrived, the newest LA Dodger.
Immerses himself right in the pennant race, right? See that smile on his face? That's what winning baseball does for you.
Ball 2 strikes to Lorenzo Cain. And hits this one into center field. Bellinger will put it away. Let's check out Miller Lite's What's on Tap. Game 3 coming up tomorrow night. Chase Anderson looks for win number 8. And Rich Hill will get the call for the Dodgers. We'll get it started with Brewers Live tomorrow night at 8:30 here on Fox Sports Wisconsin.
Back-to-back left-handers the Brewers are going to face. Final 2 games of this series.
Here tomorrow night, Clayton Kershaw on Thursday. There's Mike Moustakas. Two-hit night for Moustakas, as you see. Singles in the 1st and 3rd inning. Showed you Dozier a moment ago. Here he is. Dave, I'm Brian. Good to see you. I'm here to help.
Yep. Okay, go sit down. I got a game to manage.
Leave me alone. But get yourself ready. Look out. High and tight to Moustakas.
Maybe thinking Moustakas leaning out over the plate for that breaking pitch. Stands him up.
Ferguson with a 1-2. Caught the outside edge for the 2nd out.
Pretty good fastball. Ferguson made 3 starts with the Dodgers. 9 appearances out of the bullpen now. That one carves up the outside corner.
Two outs, nobody on here in the 9th for Jesus Aguilar. Love to see him get into one here and give this team just a little bit of elbow room. It's going to curve upstairs. You see the 22-year-old out of Columbus, Ohio. Ferguson. Here's the 1-0. Curve at 76, a fastball at 96.
Yeah, that's a lot of velocity difference to cover.
Break even pitch. Goes back to the breaking ball. It's now 1-2. Jeremy Jeffress ready to take the mound in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Yeah, not Corey Knebel, but Jeremy Jeffers tonight.
Here comes the 1-2. A wave and a miss, and he can't find the ball. Randall cannot find the ball, and Aguilar will reach. So a break as this 9th inning continues for Milwaukee.
Well, the mistake that Grandal makes is you can't find it. Then what you got to do is look at the pitcher. He'll point at it. Breaking ball down in the dirt. Sitting right on top of home plate. That's why he couldn't see it. And you can see Ferguson pointing at himself, saying, "Yeah, I should have told you."
Yeah, a little late. A little late he was pointing.
Pitcher's got to be pointing at where that baseball is.
So a chance for Travis Shaw now. 2 outs and Aguilar at first. An RBI single in the first inning of last night's game. A 3-hit night last night, 0 for 3 tonight. Balls, no strikes. Lefty versus lefty. All of the big flies for Shaw this year have come against right-handers.
I see him give him the green light here. Maybe he can get a hold of one. Figure he's going to get a fastball.
Gets one and is right on it and fouled it back.
Get that pitch down maybe a couple inches. He's better chance of giving it a ride. He's a good low ball hitter.
Hitters count for Shaw. Aguilar the runner at first. The 3-1. Out of play and the count runs full. Dodgers will have the top of the order in the bottom of the 9th inning. Aguilar will be on the move here. We'll do it again. A run on 6 hits for Milwaukee, nothing on 2 for the Dodgers. Second inning RBI double from Lorenzo Cain. That has been it. Payoff pitch. Muncy. Feed to Ferguson. Side retired. Last chance for the Dodgers. Brewers trying to get the shutout. Jeffress will come on to try to nail this one down for Milwaukee. 1-0 ball game. The Brewers clinging to this lead here as we move to the bottom half of the 9th inning on a night of terrific pitching and some star-studded defense as well. And now on the mound looking for save number 4 is Jeremy Jeffress.
Yeah, he pitched last night against the Dodgers, a 3-up, 3-down 8th that included a couple of strikeouts. Had the good fastball, had the good curveball working. 51st appearance for Jeffress. And that 142 earned run average. He's got the top of the Dodgers order to get through.
Hernan Perez enters the game. He's now playing second. Chris Taylor leads things off for the Dodgers. Taylor is lined to second, struck out, and grounded to third. Taylor, Machado, and Matt Kemp here in the 9th. To center field. Kane calls for it. And that is out number 1.
Yeah, the two-seam fastball so good for Jeffress last night. Had good movement on it, good velocity.
Number 8, Machado.
There it is again, that two-seamer diving down and in. You can see Taylor gets it down on the end of the bat.
One away in the 9th, and here is Manny Machado. On the walk, he is twice grounded to Moustakas. Takes a home run hack. This was what Machado did last night. The good news is the Brewers were up 4 when he hit this solo shot. A little different animal here in a 1-run game. And the count is no balls, 2 strikes.
They got the big fastball, then he throws the split change on you to keep you honest.
Stat there is Machado in the late innings.
Machado hit a high fastball out of the ballpark on Knebel last night, 98 up in the zone.
Jeffress locking in. 2 strikes and nothing to Manny Machado. Left field, and that is a foul ball.
And right back to the split. This time Machado waiting for it. Left that one up a little bit too much.
Nice catch. 0-2, 1 out, bases empty.
So I guess if you're Machado, you just hit that splitter that hard. What are you looking for? A fastball, right? Let's see what Jeffress is going to give him.
Moments like these, why the Dodgers acquire a player like Manny Machado. It's also moments like these that Jeremy Jeffress lives for. 2-strike pitch. He got him. A wave and a miss for out number 2.
Yeah, got him on the curveball. He was sitting all over fastball. He was geared up for it. Jeffress put in a good spot on a 0-2 pitch. And Machado just waves at it. Nice pitch. Good pick by Kratz.
2 up, 2 down in the 9th. And now Matt Kemp to the plate. Fly ball from Taylor. A strikeout of Machado. 1-0 to center field. Kane coming on, and the Brewers take the first 2 games of the series.
What a game.
Wow.
My goodness. How about that? This Brewer pitching staff comes up big again. My goodness. Great defense. Terrific pitching. A nice win for the Brewers.
A beautiful baseball game tonight. Jeffress was save number 4, his first since May 10th.
Here now the
Wade
total for
Miley
tonight's
with
game.
7 shutout innings. He gets the
Milwaukee
win.
Brewers,
Lorenzo
1 run on
Kane
6 hits, no errors.
robbing Cody Bellinger of a home run and driving in the game's only run. 1-0 Brewers beat the Dodgers. Let's send it to our Fox Sports Wisconsin studio. Dario Melendez and Brewers Live.
Tonight's attendance 44,818. Dodgers do thank you for attending tonight's game. On behalf of the entire Dodger organization, please remember to be respectful to our neighbors as you leave the stadium. Drive safely. Don't make excessive noise.